Here's Mr. Midnight, Jack Delroy!
Oh, good evening, Night Owls, and thank you for allowing me into your living rooms once again. Well, Night Owls, we've got a heck of a show in store for you tonight, and I'm very excited for you to see it all unfold before your very eyes. I really hope you love it. Gosh, I hope you love it. Please love it. Love it. I'm trying to host a nationally syndicated talk show.
And I'm trying to help you keep it on the air.
We all know how important it is to keep our sponsors and affiliates happy, but in my humble opinion, there is only one person who really matters in this whole darn crazy business. And that is you, our viewer.
You're meddling with things you don't understand.
Whoa! Now, as you know, here on Night Owls, we think it's very important to keep an open mind. Please welcome Dr. June Ross Mitchell and Lily, the young subject of the book, Conversations with the Devil.
I really don't think it's a good idea, Jack. She's becoming more unpredictable.
That's a good thing. That's why we still do live TV. Ladies and gentlemen, please stay tuned for a live television first as we attempt to commune with the devil.
Lily, can you hear me?
Good to see you again, Jack.
Lily, return to me.
This isn't about ratings anymore.
No one's going anywhere.
How could you let it happen, Jack? How could you let it happen?
Please be warned, anyone with young children in the room. What you're about to see
You okay, Jack?
is profoundly disturbing and shocking.
You get out there, Mr. Midnight. And you knock him dead.
Carl here from Brrraaains Head-Banging Life, gbhblofficial for short, and it's horror movie review time. Written and directed by Cameron and Colin Carnes. Late Night with the Devil sure has a lot of buzz around it. Having been premiered at the South by Southwest Film Festival in 2023, Shudder picked it up and are releasing on their platform April 19th, 2024. Not before it does the cinema rounds though, which is where I saw it. Now, I want to start this review by saying I went in actually with low expectations. Having seen the trailer, I thought, yeah, that looks cool, but I didn't really see anything that stood out about it, particularly when I was like, it's possession horror, yawn. But I am happy to report that it exceeded my expectations. The actual film is better than I expected. I think it's well worth a watch. However, I don't think it's a great film for a number of reasons, and I'm going to get into that in a bit. But I do want to talk about its great moments, many of which come from lead actor David Dastmalchian. Oh my god, I can't say his last name. Right, him. He is outstanding here, alongside a cast that includes Laura Gordon, Ian Bliss, Fazal Bazzi, Ingrid Torelli, Reese Oturi, Georgina Haig, and Josh Kwong Tart. Now, if you don't know, this film is effectively a found footage horror film. Don't groan, I know, but it's done differently here. With elements of a documentary, the story surrounds a talk show, one hosted by the charismatic and inspiring Jack Delroy, played by David, on a Halloween night in 1977, and in an attempt to boost ailing ratings, Delroy and his producers decide to push the limits of TV by inviting a supposedly possessed girl onto the program. Now, what we, the viewers, now witness is the chaos of the show, as well as some never before seen footage of what went on behind the scenes. So, a cool setup. I'm going to dance around spoilers here. Not going to be saying anything too outrageous here, as Late Night with the Devil has more to offer than just tired possession tropes. Often at its best when it's delving into the suggestive nature of TV and how convincing fraudulent behaviour can be. There's a real solid attempt here to show different sides to everything. One great scene in particular comes from a charlatan who can speak with the dead. A scene that is all about winking to the audience, both in the studio and those watching the film, e.g. us. But it also shows how such a lie can bring comfort to others. As great as this scene is though, it's an early indicator of one of Late Night with the Devil's biggest problems. An early indicator that the film will constantly try to break your own immersion in what you are seeing, either by winking to the viewer by trying to be funny when it probably shouldn't have been, and, for me worse, by spoon-feeding plot points. I think this is a major problem because I think this film requires the viewer to be immersed. The entire premise needs to be convincing, and it's not always. In fact, I'd say it gets less and less immersive as it goes on. The first half of the movie is arguably the best as it delves into the characters of the show, allows us to get to know Jack Delroy and all his nuances, and builds up dread as it leads to the possessed girl angle. Once she is introduced, things begin to fall apart. Not completely, as Lily, this is Ingrid Torelli's character, is both sympathetic and unnerving, but it is a slow and steady downhill curve from there. Other characters who are just about bearable only think become insufferable to the point of annoyance, and some of the cast start to play them like caricatures than actual real people. There is a ramping up of the horror, but there are some over-the-top moments that come across silly, and the poor CGI of other moments again breaks that immersion. This all leads to an ending that I personally, this is controversial to some, I think it's bad. I genuinely feel like it should have ended a couple of minutes before, but instead the writing spoon feeds us the reality of the situation, explaining the how and the why of Jack Delroy's situation to the point of stupidity, failing to remember that all the hints throughout was more than enough. Sometimes it's better to let the viewer's imagination do the work, but Late Night with the Devil says, nah, the hell with that. And it's probably where my opinion divides the most. I think it's an area that is always going to come down to personal taste. I like a bit of mystery. I think I'd put enough together to work it out myself, and I would have been happy to go away with that. But I also understand that others don't like that. I'm not right, I'm not wrong, you're not right, you're not wrong. Whatever your personal taste is. And I also don't want it to come across like I hated this film, because I really didn't. As stated at the start of this review, I think it has so many excellent moments, and the leads put in one hell of a shift here. The early tension, the talk show aesthetic, the purposeful moments of humour, and overall horror vibe makes this a good film. It's just a shame a few poor decisions were made that lowered the overall quality for me. Although in one regard, I'm not alone, as the filmmakers have rightfully been criticised for utilising AI-generated R in3 still images throughout the movie. Do see it though. Here's the thing, do see this movie, as it's well worth a watch, even if it's just to see how brilliant the lead actor David, I'm not going to try and say his last name, is. Yeah, it's well worth checking out. Chances are you might have already seen it. Chances are you've heard the buzz anyway. Chances are you loved it like many people do. Or maybe you kind of sit what I sit, which is you think it's a good movie, you enjoyed it, but you see problems with it. Either way, I'd love to know what you think. Let me know in the comments. Thank you very much for watching. If you'd like to see more content like this, please consider hitting the subscribe button. It is gratefully appreciated. You can find us over at gbhbl.com, our full website where reviews, news and so much more goes up daily. We're also on all social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Threads, at gbhbl. Just search for gbhbl and you will find us out there. We also have merchandise on sale. You can access the shop via the website.